Okay, welcome back, beautiful people. It is your girl.
Are you listening? Damn.
In terms of performance for social media, I know a lot of times people speak about vanity versus performance metrics and all of those, but I'm just curious, which ones do you think are like core that you always need to like religiously monitor and track? Which metrics would those be, and which ones would then be perceived, or would you perceive as being overrated almost? Like, I'm not, yes, it's a nice to have, but not really the crux of showing what value is for the platform.
Yeah, I think metrics like followers, likes are vanity metrics. I mean, if you think about it, you don't need to follow a page to get served that content continuously. As long as you engage with it frequently enough, the algorithm knows to serve you that content almost every single day. So, follower growth, community size is not as important of a metric. Clients still love it because it looks good in an executive summary. And then likes, right? We've worked in different categories. Financial services is one of those where it notoriously has really poor sentiment. And you will have a post that has 10,000 likes, and you go into the comment section and everybody's angry. So I was so outraged. I liked it. So
Yeah.
there's also just like that interpretation of certain metrics. So like you can have lots of comments in a post because we love comments because it's active engagement. They took the time, they stopped, they clicked reply, and they commented. But we also
Yeah.
look at depth of conversation, right? Depth of engagement. Is it like just an emoji with a heart, or am I telling you something important in
Yeah.
that comment section? Watch times are important because it talks about attention, how long we've hooked you. Shares are also great because it says that this was so engaging. I want to share it with someone just like me. Um, and I think also another one is like engagement velocity. So there's some pieces of content where the speed of engagement tells me that this thing is going to hit. And like sometimes, it takes a little bit longer. So I think there's looking at certain metrics, but then also there's a context, right? So another one around relevance, right? One of the ways that I measure relevance is yes, the engagement, but what are they saying in the comment section, right? If a post is about um, Heritage Day and the comment section is product complaints, right? Relevance is that you engaged me on your subject matter. I didn't just use the post as a reminder,
Or
something to
something.
remind me to complain about something that I wanted to complain about, right? So there are those metrics that are important, but there's also unpacking the context and the depth or interrogating the depth of those metrics as well.
I'm honestly, one I'm stealing from you because I haven't heard it before is engagement velocity. Like that's actually, I have not heard that one before. And that's an interesting metric. And it makes sense coming from the queen of going viral. Like the fact that you even have a metric to be like, I know this is gonna stick. This is how you know it's gonna stick. No
Yeah, when
joke.
I really know our audience, then I can almost predict where I'm going to be in terms of impressions and comments by that by that velocity. I'm like, oh no, this is gonna peak at 50,000, but like the velocity tells me like, no, no, actually here we are meeting our KPIs for the month.
No, that is so dope. Like, yeah, engagement velocity. I'm stealing that one from you, definitely. So, have you had any experience experimenting with like predictive analytics or social listening to guide content planning?
Mm.
Okay,
No,
and
definitely.
how has that experience
We
gone?
Yeah, so we can't. Yeah, we it's a starting point for a lot of our strategies. Even just when it comes on to always on content, we use those tools to gauge what our perspective for the month would be. Depending obviously on the tool stack that you have, there are some tools where it's able to tell you from a sentiment perspective whether a particular topic is bubbling, or what is the probability that it's going to be something that's going to cause a crisis, in terms of like your negative and positive trend. So definitely, I've used also lots of different tools around predictive analytics, and I think I remember one time a client asking like, oh, what is that thing? Is there like something that we can use that is going to tell us that something's going to trend before it trends? It's tricky, not necessarily quite, but we can see, whether something has the possibility. These tools can't always look into the future. But definitely, yeah, we definitely use those aids. I think it's definitely the starting point for most of our strategies, just to sort of see where things are going. Also to monitor a crisis, and also monitor conversations that we can sort of jump onto. What seems like it is a trending for today, but what seems like there's been some peaks, which means that it's something that is a consistent theme that we can turn into a campaign, right? So trending for today is a tactical, constant theme is an audience insight that I can turn into a campaign, that can have a little bit more depth. So definitely social listening tools are a core component, as a starting point for a lot of our activities in the social media department.